This is me, and I've been hired to win the 14 Hours of Daytona. 11 years ago, my racing journey started by accident in indoor electric rental cars. By some miracle, just a few years later, I went on to become a Formula 4 and Formula 3 champion. But when the sponsorship money dried up in 2022, so did my professional racing career. That is, until now. Go now! This is the World Racing League, a brutal, multi-class endurance racing series where over 200 drivers and 63 cars fight across 10 weekends. And Daytona specifically is the longest and most grueling among them. At this track, nothing comes easy. You're dealing with 150-degree cockpits, fuel strategy, relentless traffic, and pit stops that can make or break your race. And sometimes, your race might just get taken away in a single corner.
Yeah, I would say it's fun in turn one.
This isn't a race measured in laps. It's measured in sheer grit and determination. You're watching the story of how we almost won the 14 Hours of Daytona. But before I turn my first lap around this infamous racetrack, I've got to tell you what I'm getting myself into. World Racing League is a full-scale endurance racing championship that races at all of the best tracks in America. It's essentially a professional level series, but on a budget because every team is mandated to use street-rated tires. Like I said before, this is a multi-class series, so we have everything from home-built Miatas and BMWs all the way up to GT4 race cars, stock cars, and Porsche Cup cars. This weekend, there will be 63 cars on track, all with different top speeds, different break points, pit stop strategies, tire compounds, so I'll need to heavily rely on my spotter during the race. But honestly, in terms of results, we're really just focused on our own class. I'll be racing in the GTU category, which is a prototype-only class almost entirely filled with NP01 Evos. Although this car is significantly faster on most tracks than a GT4 car due to its lightweight, high downforce profile, operating costs are actually way lower, like a mere fraction of running a GT4 car. It's essentially a Formula car, but with bodywork. It's a no-assist, sequential shifting, manual blipping beast of a race car, but to be completely honest, driving this car is the easy part, since I've actually already tested it before. The real challenge will be learning Daytona, a track that looks simple in theory, but I'm told is anything but. I guess there's only one way to find out. I'm feeling super nervous at this point. I drove this car in New Orleans for the video you probably already saw, and I felt very comfortable in the car by the end of that test, but driving a race car isn't exactly like riding a bike. You really need to be practicing constantly in order to be at the top of your game. And on top of that, we're at Daytona. This is one of my all-time bucket list tracks. It's famous for obviously the Daytona 500 and the Rolex 24, and this is basically a mini Rolex 24, so I honestly just feel a little bit out of my depths not being an expert in endurance racing. But at the same time, I'm also just trying to take this all in because this is freaking cool.
Oh, that banking is insane! Holy.
It literally feels like I'm driving a roller coaster. And while the banking may feel cool, it isn't actually challenging to drive through it. Instead, sections like the bus stop rely on the car's downforce and require a lot of skill to be able to drive through it quickly. That's where my Formula background is going to come in handy. But where it won't really come in handy is with the traffic. Since this is a multi-class event, there will be many different types of cars out there with me. So in addition to knowing my own racing lines and breakpoints, I need to start learning everyone else's too. But where my sprint racing background will come in handy is when I'm fighting with other NP01s. There are some super aggressive drivers in this class, so I'm going to have to learn from them how to navigate all of this traffic. The traffic management is certainly going to be a huge factor in this race. But to be honest, that's all stuff I'm going to learn in tomorrow's race. Right now, I need to know how I'm doing on lap time.
Yeah, so far so good. It's a new track, so it takes a little bit of time to establish a rhythm. And so far he's doing really good. He's ahead of schedule. We have a really good baseline lap time. And that was really only his first tank of fuel. So we're looking forward to seeing what he can do from this point forward.
But the success of this race isn't solely dependent on my driving. These are my co-drivers, Jackson and Sam. Jackson is a professional Lamborghini Super Trofeo driver, and Sam is a super talented 17-year-old driver currently racing in Trans Am. No question, both of these drivers are super talented. The only problem with multi-driver racing is that we might have completely different styles of driving, meaning that the car setup might be suited towards one driver, but completely against another. So we really need to work as a team here to find a compromise. So on Friday morning, we finally got the car setup dialed in somewhere in between of what we all preferred, and then it was time to determine who of the three of us would do qualifying. And it was clearly Jackson who was the fastest and most consistent, so we elected him for the job. All right, at the moment, we're only a couple laps here in the qualifying. So far, it looks like it's the Stratus number 59 car in the lead. We're definitely there in the mix, though. We're provisionally P4 in class. He's put in a pretty decent time. He's only about 6 or 7 tenths off of the pole position time right now. Let's see if he can put it together. The Stratus cars have started to work together. They're actually leapfrogging on the straights, something that we would actually typically do at a track like Monza, where you'd work together with one of your teammates who's in a similar pace. You'd sacrifice half your laps, but you're going to get a lot more lap time out of having a monster slipstream around the lap. And it wasn't just the Stratus team working together. Here we have some onboard footage from the round 3 racing cars, and you can just see how massive the slipstream is down the straights. So at the moment, we're kind of having to work on our own. He's not too far out of a slipstream range, but he is slipstreaming other cars behind him, which is definitely going to make it harder for us. But he's still P4. The Stratus are doing some monster times now in the mid to low 202s, which is so much faster than we've seen so far this weekend. That'll definitely be down to their leapfrogging strategy. It's very close field. We're all within basically a second within the top 6. So that's extremely competitive when you think slipstream makes a huge difference here. It's a 14-hour race, still anyone's game. And that's all she wrote. So that looks like provisionally starting in P7 in class. A little bit farther down the order than we wanted to at the beginning of this race. Let's just hope that's not a reflection of our race pace.
Good morning. It's the morning of the 14-hour race. Feeling a little bit nervous for this one, actually. I've got a great team behind me, so there's nothing I should be worried about, really. I just gotta do my part, and it's gonna be probably one of the most fun weekends I've ever had in racing, so this is gonna be cool. Welcome to the grid of the race. Everyone's getting lined up here. This is when it all starts to feel a bit real. You can feel the tension building in the paddock. This is the first time we're seeing everybody in the pit lane. All the tents are fully loaded and ready to go. Feels like we're doing the Rolex 24 here, so this is super cool. We've got a lot of cars we're fighting against for actual position, but there's all these cars who are fighting for their own positions as well. So managing the traffic is pretty much the most important factor of this entire race. Second is not getting penalties, and the third is being fast with the driver change. So it's gonna be tough work today.
Radio check. It's loud and clear. So just a reminder, we don't need to go for any huge brake temp here. It'll hurt the rotors, so just easy with the brakes. Just warm them up slowly but surely, but you can go for some tire temp.
Green flag. All right, there they go. Oh, 3 wide. Okay. That is going to be tricky. I did not realize we were starting right on the back of the GTO field, and those cars are going to be way slower through the infield section here for the first lap. So all the MPO1s are going to be right on them, fighting through the traffic. It's going to be chaos out there. But I think Jackson's the man for the job for this. He has experience in this car, he's experience at this track, so let's see what he can do here on the first couple of laps.
Car on your right. You got one on your right. The other one's going right as well.
You always think of endurance races being this slow, kind of monotonous thing, but I mean, certainly the endurance kart races I've done have been nothing like that, and I don't think this is going to be any different. This is going to be a 14-hour sprint race. We're not even on lap 3 yet, but I can see that Stratus next door is actually getting the pit board out. So it looks like they're going to pit one of their cars, which
I'm guessing has to do with some sort of issue or damage.
And sure enough, the number 60's onboard shows us just how ruthless multi-class racing can be. I was warned going into this race that how we deal with the multi-class traffic will ultimately determine our results, and here's proof of that. Just as we saw one of the top race contenders taken out to no fault of their own, we were in a position that almost took us out of this race.
Slow mover on your left.
As the saying goes, to finish first, you first must finish.
Oh, looks like he's side by side with the red car. Oh, let's see if he can hold it on the inside there. It's definitely sprint race mode at the moment.
Still there. Clear.
Jackson's in a bit of a tricky spot here because this purple car is just fast enough to give us a hard time. Now Jackson could either keep choosing to fight with him, burning up tires and burning up fuel, or he could just sit behind him and slipstream. It's really not an easy choice, but the reality is if we don't overtake him and pull a bit of a gap, there's no chance of us catching the leaders.
Still on your left. Clear, clear. By 1.5.
And just as we thought it was over, here's what happened one lap later.
As you predicted, probably. He's popping on your right. The orange car is 4 back. 3 back.
Jackson battling so much with these other cars at this early of a stage is really detrimental to our long-term strategy. This race is ultimately going to come down to how many fuel stops we do and when we do our one tire change race. So if we are burning up fuel and tires now, it means more fuel stops and potentially an earlier tire change, which could put us in a really bad situation when the tires fall away in the heat.
And to make matters worse, now we have the orange Heraflight car adding fuel to the fire by putting pressure on both of us from behind.
You're clear.
But perhaps there's a silver lining, because up to this point, it's essentially been a sprint race with just cars of our class, but now we're catching up to the general production class cars. Now it's a full-on multi-class race where Jax can use the traffic to his advantage to hopefully pull a bit more of a gap. At least that's in theory. Despite the decent start, we were getting more pressure from behind than we were expecting, so we were keeping a pretty close eye on Jackson.
We have a live feed in the car, so we have onboard. We can check that at any time during the race and watch our onboard feed.
The fact that we have live onboard and live telemetry is really advanced. This is something you typically don't see until the highest levels of endurance racing, but it's something to have set up here in the NPO1s and in WRL.
And if you want to race in one of these weekends yourself, you can get more information and a pricing guide by following the link in the description. Plus, the first person who signs up to one of the Arrive and Drive races in any of the NPO1 teams will get their Thursday practice fees waived, a value of up to $3,200.
Get yourself in one of these races.
Honestly, Jackson is killing this first stint, arguably the hardest stint of the entire race, and he's proving we picked the right man for the job.
You guys are inside your fuel window here shortly, so any hiccup and you will box immediately.
Okay, we're almost 50 minutes into this race already. This is a crucial moment because we're not exactly sure how long the fuel is going to last. It's somewhere between 50 minutes and an hour under full green flag conditions, which we've had so far. Now, ideally, we don't want to pit under green flag conditions, so essentially, as long as we're 6 laps into a stint or more, if there's a full course yellow, we will pit for fuel. And if that driver has been in the car for at least an hour and a half, we'll probably do a driver swap as well at that time. At the moment, we're patiently waiting for a full course yellow or for Jackson to get sputtering on the engine. I've actually got to be ready here, suited, because I'm going to do camera swaps for the GoPros, and I need to be in full fire gear for that. And I'm also going to be handing Jackson his water bottle. I'm just waiting for the call.
Box, box, box. Clear it up, clear out, go, go, go.
So we're kind of in a good spot because we have a really good lineup. We've got 3 fast drivers. So all the pros are in right now, but they'll have to get out and put their gentleman drivers in. So we should be in a good spot. That pit stop, we made up 2 positions because of how good our pit stop was.
That's what we want to hear. All right.
A big reason why our fuel stop was so good is because the team actually modified the fuel filler so we gain about 10 seconds a stop compared to the other teams. As a result, Jackson actually gained a couple of places after the stop, and we're now up into P5 and quickly approaching P4. Jackson's pace is so good at the moment that we're actually considering keeping him in for a triple stint, which is the maximum a driver's allowed to do in this series.
And even after everyone has now done their first fuel stop, we're still battling with this orange and purple car, but the orange car is actually a lap down, so we're still technically in P4.
These two in front of me are not going to make it to the end of the race. They've been beating and banging already and sorting up their cars pretty good. Yeah, it's awesome. You got a perfect view of that.
And it wasn't just those two doing high-risk maneuvers, because before we knew it, there was another yellow flag.
The cars ahead are passing under yellow. The two cars ahead are passing under yellow. Now take a car number if it's in class. The purple and the orange car who were ahead of me most of the race. Hey, still on your right. Still on your right. Clear. Got another one looking on your right.
So apparently 2 cars just passed under yellow just in front of Jackson, and it's on the onboard, but they're looking for the video because it's part of the game, but we benefit from filing a protest, basically snitching on them for it, which it's just one of those things in motorsports, especially in endurance racing, that it makes such a big difference to the end result. Luckily, we have the live onboard so we can go back and view the replay.
Jackson was doing really, really well through the traffic, even if he did have the odd close call or two.
Nice job here. Any full course, we would do fuel and a driver. We're an hour and 40 minutes in.
And as if by magic,
Course, full course, full course. Box, box, box. Eyes are down.
Okay, here we go. It's gonna be my first stint of the race. Oh, I'm nervous for this one. Really nervous.
I wasn't actually nervous about the driving at all. I was entirely nervous about the driver chains in the pit lane. Yesterday, we spent all evening practicing our driver changes, going in and out and in and out of the car, helping each other get our seat inserts and doing our belts and all that, and I was quite clearly the weak link. So, pressure's on for this. It all started to go wrong when my seat insert went in. Because Jackson is the tallest of the 3 of us, Sam and I actually have to put a foam insert into his seat in order to see over the steering wheel. So when I put my seat insert in and sat down on it, I realized immediately that it hadn't gone in right. I tried to get out of the car to fix the problem, but Jackson couldn't hear me, so he was just pushing me back in the car.
Dude, the insert! Dude, look, 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 look!
Finally got the belt done after what felt like an eternity, so I went to pull away, and
I stalled the car. So what should have only taken me about 35 seconds took me a minute and 31.
You'll have no one to blend in with here, so you can cruise around the corner here.
Sorry about the stop there, guys. My bad.
Learn from it, we'll do better next time.
I think we're in good position. We're on the lead lap. We got a fast race car, and a lot of people are being super aggressive, super impatient, but I don't think they're going to make it to the end. They're not racing very smart, so I think we're in a really good spot. Tough pit stop, but we'll learn from it, and it's under yellow, so we didn't really lose anything, so that's good. So we'll see what Camden do. I'm excited. I think we're going to move forward and keep going.
Lights are out on the pace car, going to go green this time. All right, green, 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 green.
Obviously, this is my first proper stint in a race environment in this car. And while yesterday in practice, I got to experience a little bit of the multi-class traffic, this is on another level. Now I'm starting to think to myself, winning this race is one thing, but surviving is another.
Crash around the corner, drive to the left, stay left, all the way around this.
I'm seeing other drivers in our class driving super erratically, potentially causing damage to their car, so honestly, we might still be in a really good spot so long as we keep the nose clean.
Good job being patient there. Stratus is 6 car lengths back, all good. Yellow flag here. Box this lap, fuel only. Copy. Boxing. Go. Nice job on pit road, guys. Thank you very much. So now what you want to do is you want to close the gap on the car in front of you so these guys that come out of the pits don't get between you. So we were able to leapfrog the orange car and the 10 car on that because we boxed before they did. Copy.
Now I've got P4, 5, and 6 right behind me on this restart, and I've got to do my absolute best to keep them behind.
Make the drive around the outside of him here. Nice job. You're clear.
Holy shit, there's a lot of cars in front of me.
Yeah, mega restart, way to go.
That was about as good of a restart as I could have hoped for. There still is a lot of traffic in front of me to get through, but at least they're punching a pretty big hole in the air. A hole so big, in fact, that I'm reaching for a non-existent 7th gear.
We're fighting through traffic right now, so I think if we can just keep the same pace within traffic, we should be fine. We just topped off for fuel, so we can go for what, another 45 minutes? Should be good. Just keep pushing.
The pace is decent, but I am starting to get pressure from behind from the blue round 3 racing car. Now, I don't want to panic just yet, because I can use this to my advantage.
We try and work together with this round 3 car.
If I just sit behind him and cruise with my foot off the throttle down the straights, I should be able to save a hell of a lot of fuel. That is, of course, assuming that I stick with him through the traffic. This Camaro managed to get between us in the infield section, and it's fast in all the wrong places for me. It's a monster on the straights, but it is super slow on the infield, but just quick enough to keep me at bay.
Yeah, this Camaro's giving me a real hard time. There you go now, at least he can pull in his draft, you know? Lap times are good.
On the bright side, though, I'm feeling way more confident with the traffic than I was earlier in the stints. I think on average, I'm getting through the traffic faster than the other NPO1s around me.
Yeah, nice job with the traffic there. Well, that worked out. For clear low to get the draft. There you go.
I don't know it right now, but because so many people are on different strategies, that was an overtake for the lead.
Getting in the fuel window here in about 5 laps. Yeah, fuel is sputtering. Box. Fuel, water, camera. Remember, guys, this is under green flag right now. We don't have a ton of time, so just do the best you can. Time this out. Make sure your visor's down. We'll give you fuel, water, and a camera. Let's go. Clear out. Go. Nice job, guys. Nice job. You led the race for about 5 laps there. That was good.
Ready to rock and roll. One more stint, let's do this.
Yeah, balance of the car feels really good, very drivable. Starting to feel the track tempo a little bit. Some greasiness in the infield section, but much more drivable car than yesterday.
And just as I was getting into a rhythm,
Yellow flag.
We've got to that point in the race where people are going to start making mistakes. Luckily for us, the NPO1s are pretty bulletproof, but the same can't be said for all of the cars out on track. It looks like this full course yellow is going to take a while, so we may as well make the most of it.
Now is probably the time to do the driver change because we got a full course, so let's just do it now. We'll put Sam in.
As soon as I get the radio message from Dave that we're doing a driver change, I start loosening up my belts, I turn off the headlights, and I unplug my cool suit. I do not want to be responsible for making this another slow driver change.
Good.
Go, fire up, go. Start down! Yeah, so Sam, there's been a lot of drama on the racetrack. The orange car's off, caught on fire right in front of us. 10 car, the blue and white round 3 car just came from the garage. The red and white car is 2 laps behind us. It's just 2 Stratus cars on the lead lap, that's it, just the 3 of us.
Well, apart from that driver change, which I completely botched, I think that went pretty well. Pace was there with the leaders. Every lap, something new. Doing the belts up while you're leaving on the out lap is like, there's so much to think about. I think I've learned a lot in that stint, but the biggest thing is I need to nail the driver change. I let the team down there with that one, so more work to do. Let's see what Sam can do.
All clear. Got 1-2 back, but you're all good. Still on your left there. Still on your left. Out of sight for me.
I think I brought the car back in P3, right? Okay, Sam's back out there now, still in P3 now that we're under green, but he's apparently only 5 seconds back from P2. So this is looking good.
Sam was killing it out there. He was right on the heels of P2, and he was actually matching the pace of the leaders, if not improving upon it. But before we knew it, another yellow flag had come out, meaning it was the perfect time to do a fuel top-up.
Box.
But as it turns out, we weren't the only ones thinking that either. The Stratus car in P2 decided to do the exact same thing.
Turn it up. Go. Anthony, CMW is in the fast lane. You're clear. Go. Good job, boys. That was good. Pretty good. We leapfrogged one of the Stratus cars. We're second. For those scoring at home for entertainment purposes only, got to keep the camera DOS fans happy. So that's Stratus from behind.
But even though we leapfrogged them in the pit lane, their pace was definitely a bit stronger than ours, and before we knew it, they were right back on us.
It's not over yet.
Okay, so Sam has been rocking and rolling. I think it's 130-ish. So decent ways into this race. He's still P3, but he's right on the gearbox of the Stratus 59 car in P2. Sam's pace has been amazing, and he's been working together with that 59 car. So this is looking like a really, really healthy stint. It's a long race. Anything can happen.
Looking pretty interesting.
We might be 5.5 hours into this race, but it's as if we're on lap 1 again because we're back in a 3-way battle for the lead.
I'll tell you what, we're giving them a run for their money. Yeah, copy that. Keep taking care of it.
It wasn't long before the number 59 and the 58 got back around us, but to be honest, I'm really impressed with our performance so far because I know the drivers in those cars. I raced with them back in the day, and they're top-tier drivers.
I would just love to have a teammate that drives me around, people like that. But I'm getting a lot of fuel mileage from this too, which is nice.
We are fired up on the pit wall seeing Sam give these guys a run for their money, but perhaps he's pushing just a little bit too hard.
Do I have to give the position back if I blow the chicane? So that's a warning. We get 1 warning for the race, and that's it. Yes, copy.
Just checking in on the live timing. Sam is currently in P3, but it seems like he and the 2 Stratus's 59 and 58 cars are maybe working together, maybe battling a little bit. We're almost 5 hours in this race, and it's still like we just started. Going pretty well so far, I'd say.
We got to make sure we control that water temperature. It's okay, but it's 197. We duck out every now and then to get some nice air to that thing, please. Copy.
So as Dave said, the water temperature is currently 197 degrees Fahrenheit, and the mechanics were telling me that mission critical for this car is 200. So we're right on the cusp here. Now the reason the water temperature is so high is because Sam is fighting in the traffic. Now, being behind the other cars means we benefit from slipstream, but at the same time it means we have less airflow going into the radiators. So what Sam needs to do is try and pop out half a car left or right to try and get some air into at least half of the radiators of the car. That should solve the problem, but easier said than done when you're trying to save fuel and you're trying to battle with two other really fast cars on track.
Go on your left, still there, clear. Mileage right here for this.
And while he might be saving loads of fuel, he certainly wasn't going to just sit there and wait either.
Yeah, they're getting held up pretty good here. Just catch that draft in front of you.
But of course, now that Sam is in P1, he is now the one responsible for taking the charge through the traffic.
Just be patient. This guy was a problem for Cameron as well. Got just the right amount of pace in different areas of the racetrack. Yeah, he just doesn't know I'm there. Stratus on the right. Still there, right on your right. Let him go.
We ended up getting overtaken by the 59 again, and shortly thereafter, the 58 also. But thankfully, there were some MPO1s a lap down from us that were holding up the pack, so we're still very much in the mix here.
Clear. Yeah, I'm just taking care of it right now, fuel saving.
But while Sam was braving it through the heat, I was off to the RV for some well-needed recovery.
Now, I want to take a 15-minute power nap, head back to pit lane, and get ready for my next stint. As soon as Jackson's in the car, I need to be ready to hop in. You never know. All right, see you in a few minutes. All right, so power nap complete. I think Sam's about to come in for a driver swap here soon. They are debating whether or not they do the driver swap or he does another stint. It's green flag at the moment, so it means if Sam does pit now, we'll lose time basically to the leaders if we do a driver swap. And if the driver swap goes really wrong, then it's even worse for us. I think Sam's up for it. He's feeling nice and cool in the car with the cool suit, so they might have him go another stint. Let's see.
Careful, careful, careful. He slowed up.
That broken down car on the apron might be the window of opportunity for the pit stop we desperately need right now. The organizers haven't quite decided yet if it's going to be a safety car, so we need to keep pushing until then.
You're clear. Yeah, that was cool. Dakota lifted to back the guy up so we could get by. I think you just keep playing the wingman here. Yellow and 3. Pit road, are you ready? Pit road is ready. Box 908. We're gonna do it all. Windshield, driver, fuel, loosen the belt, pull the cool suit. 1, box. Air check 908. Go. Go. You're all clear to the fast lane.
It was a sprint race there for a couple hours.
Yeah, it was hard, but they're drafting past each other, so any time that we try and make a move, like if we're in the middle of them and I tried to go, then the third car would pop out on me and the driver in front would draft him as his teammate. So
Yeah, they were working against you, so there's not much you could do.
we were all alone and we stuck with them for like probably an hour and a half, and then they just drafted past in traffic and sucked each other along, so it was really hard to stay with them. But
It was a good stint. The pace is there, man, and the traffic management was really good, so all we could have asked for. Nicely done.
thank you, car was pretty good. So
not only did Sam and Jackson manage to do their driver change in just 33 seconds, but now Jackson's out on track doing monster lap times, meaning he's already eyeing up P2.
pace is good. So we're looking at lap 193 for the 908.
And just as we got around the Stratus and everything seemed to be going way too well, this happened. It would appear as if one of the general production cars outbraked themselves and took Jackson out, but the race officials weren't so sure.
I was in, but I'll see if everything's okay.
Apparently, someone hit Jackson while he's out there. I think he's still running. We don't think there's damage, but to confirm, we've got Buddy, our videographer. He's got a long lens on his camera, and he's trying to see if in the video we can see any damage to the rear of the car. This is definitely something most teams probably wouldn't have in their arsenal. Well, that camera trick really worked a treat because we can see in the slow-mo that it looks like there's a bit of the floor on the left side of the car just before the rear tire is definitely broken and lifting up a little bit. So that's going to be hurting our downforce, and it's going to be hurting our top speed. So not ideal when we've still got 6-7 hours to go.
You got Stratus lurking behind you, and if he passes you, he'll be lapping you.
While that incident definitely put us on the back foot, that red car in front of us is actually still a lap down from us. We're still fighting for a top 3 here, but in the space of just one lap, we've gone from fighting for P1 to potentially getting lapped by them.
Course, full course. Full course. Let's do the driver change now. Let's box for fuel, drivers for the 908.
The pressure was really on for this driver change because up to this point, the only 2 things that have gone wrong for us was Jackson getting taken out, which wasn't his fault, and my driver change fiasco at the beginning of this race.
I fear if I don't get this one right, then the team simply isn't going to forgive me for it.
And although it didn't break any records, my second driver change was certainly in the acceptable range.
Fire it up, get ready. Here, go, 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 go. Get ahead of these guys as we can on your right on the racetrack.
Yeah, it was a good run. I'm happy with that. We had a little bit of a hiccup in the middle, got turned by another car, but that's racing. Sometimes that happens. We were able to recover. We went a lap down after we got turned, but I was able to get the lap back, so I'm happy with that. I think we're running top 3 right now, so car's got really good pace. I think it's one of the fastest cars on track. So yeah, we're just gonna keep going at it and keep trying to execute in the pits, execute on track, and then I think we got a real good shot, but we'll see what happens when the sun goes down.
Well, we're back in the car. That stop was a lot better than this morning, but it wasn't the fastest. But at least I didn't do any major f***ups this time.
Okay, pace car on the hole, ready. Ready. Green, 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 green.
There's an MPO1 on my heels, but luckily he's a lap down.
There's only 3 of us on the lead lap, 2 Stratus cars enough, that's it.
These tires are really starting to feel old, and I think we're getting into the window where a tire change might make sense.
Yeah, rears are feeling pretty greasy.
Ultimately, when we do the tire change, it comes down to temperature.
So as the track gets really hot, the tires get greasy. As the track starts to cool back down, those tires start getting a little bit more grippy. Now, these tires are also 9 hours into a race, so they're pretty beat and they're just street tires. We will probably be doing a tire change soon. As we get into the dark, those temperatures will keep coming down. The track time should start coming down as well. So hopefully soon, start moving forward.
Unfortunately, though, we have a bit of a roadblock in the way. This red round 3 car is pretty quick, but they're currently a lap down from us. You're probably wondering why they don't have blue flags, and that's because this is endurance racing. They could very well be a lap ahead of us by the end of this race. We're all running different strategies, so effectively every NPO1 I come across is for position. I could sit behind them and just try and save fuel, but at this point I made the decision I need to get around and I need to pull again. But with slipstreams this powerful, it's one thing to overtake, but it's another thing to actually keep them behind. I'm not going to be able to outdrive him on raw pace, so I got to force him into a mistake.
On your left. He's 11 laps behind you. He's probably trying to get you to make a mistake. Just as he did. Full course yellow. Okay, let's box the 908. Fuel only. Box, box. Go, go, go. Get clear to the fast lane. Oh, good. Super's pretty fast, depending on who's in it, so that's not a horrible thing.
So after that fuel stop, I inherited the lead because the two Stratus cars had also pitted, but they decided to do a driver change, which obviously takes a little bit longer. So while I might effectively have the lead going into this restart, I still have them both lurking right behind me in my mirrors. We've seen throughout this race that they're really good at working together, so let's see how this restart goes.
Green.
I must have been caught sleeping on the start because now both of the Stratus cars have got the jump on me. And just like we saw in Quali and some of the earlier stints, the two of them are working together, which is just going to make this even harder for me. I'm happy to sit behind them and save fuel for a little while, but I have to make sure I'm glued to their bumper through the traffic.
Oh, it's pretty right now.
You see the two Stratus cars up there, still within reach. I know I have the pace. We're just not been aggressive enough in the traffic, I think. We've just been unlucky.
If I want to have a chance of catching back up to P1 and 2, I'm going to have to be ultra aggressive with the slower traffic. I'm starting to memorize some of the other cars' liveries, and I have a much better understanding of their performance level as well as my own. So I can definitely afford to take a little bit more risk here. At the moment, I'm feeling fairly confident with my own driving sitting in the car, but what does the team think?
Currently P3 in class, and right now he is running 3 seconds a lap faster than second place. Everything's looking great, car's running strong, the team's working together great, drivers are doing an amazing job. Now is when the race gets interesting.
Full course. Coming. Looks like they're hooking them up to a tow truck right now. Box, fuel only.
The car ahead is the Stratus 58, and they're currently a lap ahead. Now, I've been desperate for a new set of tires, but as a team, we decided that this just wasn't the right time to do it.
Clear. Go. Yeah, nice job beating Stratus out of the box, guys. Good job. Looks like they're doing some tires on them. It might just be the sprint driver in me, but I wouldn't mind a fresh set of tires at the moment.
Of course, we don't want to make a reactionary move just because another team has put on a fresh set of tires, but at the same time, it did get us thinking, have we made the right call here? Our theory is that if we can just suffer long enough until the track temperature starts coming down, then we'll get a prolonged benefit of that fresh set of tires later in the race. I guess time will tell if that strategy actually plays out.
Okay, full course caution now. This potentially could take quite a bit. Got a full tank of fuel, so does this count as me triple stinting? I don't know. Forgotten how long I've been in the car at this point. But I'm absolutely loving it. This is so much fun. If you ever have the opportunity to do this, if you're lucky enough, you've got to drive one of these cars in WRL. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, but for many of these people, this is how they live their weekend. I've got to say I'm very jealous. It's the camaraderie of an endurance race that you just never get in sprint racing. It's just not quite the same. On one hand, I'm competitive, and I want to beat my teammates. I want to be the best on the team, but on the other hand, as a team, we win this race. Everyone has a play. Everyone has a part in the result of this race, whether it's the guys on the fuel bottles or my teammates driving the car, or the engineers. It sounds cliche, but there's nothing better than an endurance race to really showcase that.
Running third right now. We just had a full course yellow. And now we're sitting P3, but now we're not too far behind the leaders. Got to keep pushing and see what we can do in the last 5 hours.
Green.
So the good news is that we gained a decent bit of time compared to the others in that pit stop. But the bad news is that the reason why we gained so much time is because many of them changed to fresh sets of tires. So really, it's only a matter of time before I'm under pressure again. And although I'm currently on the lead lap, the leaders are behind me and benefiting from all this traffic ahead. So really, if I don't get through this traffic quickly, I'm at risk of getting lapped here. I've just got to suffer through the heat and suffer through these tires as long as I possibly can and hope we call them back towards the end of this race. But honestly, still in the back of my mind is whether or not we made the right call here. Maybe these tires are just way too fast.
You're clear.
Yeah, that was, I'll tell you. We're running in a supermarket parking lot.
I'm starting to get big snaps of oversteer on the brake release into corner entries, which is an indication that I need some fresh tires right now. And to make matters worse, I'm not just losing lap time here, but I'm starting to make big enough mistakes that I actually am getting overtaken, in fact, lapped by the number 58.
Yes, they're both on new rubber. Appears to be worth a second and a half at the moment.
I could not believe how much grip those two cars in front of me had. It was as if they were driving in a completely different category. And to make matters worse, I had the number 59 quickly approaching from behind as well. I didn't quite believe Dave when he said a second and a half was the delta between fresh and old tires, but then this happened. The number 59 completely outbraked themselves, totally missed the apex, and still somehow carried more speed through the corner than me. There is no way I'm keeping up with these guys.
Seems like they've got a lot more grip. They're just rolling speed into the corner much easier. Copy that. We're going to do it at the next full course. Yeah, you're doing a nice job of hanging on though. How you holding up, Cameron? Yeah, all good. Getting used to the balance with the tires being a bit old, but yeah, I'm feeling comfortable.
I was doing the most I could on this old set of tires, but to justify going to a fresh set, we really needed a full course caution. Unfortunately, the safety car never came, and the car was literally running on fumes.
Fuel is sputtering, boxing this lap. Box. The box. We'll see you in the box. Let us know when you get there. Driver change, full load of fuel. No tires, we don't have time for that. Unplug the cool suit, first gear, engine off.
All right, my second long stint in the car now complete, and what a difference in how I'm feeling compared to my first run back on Thursday morning. I was so uncomfortable. I haven't been in a pro racing environment basically in 4 years, but in that last stint, I was just cruising. I mean, obviously the tires are really bad. It was a little frustrating when the leaders caught up to me and passed me, but they're on fresh rubber. There's nothing I could really do about that. So I was just trying to minimize the damage and try and keep with them as long as I could.
Now it's Sam's turn to do the best he can on this old set of tires until a long enough full course yellow comes out. Everything was looking good, all things considered, until we got this radio message.
We're going to get a 1 lap penalty. We passed 66 under full course.
Yeah, it looks like we've all of a sudden lost a lap because now we're 2 laps to the leader. We're thinking at the moment it might be a penalty for overtaking under yellow. We're waiting to confirm that, but that's not ideal. We're safe from P4 for now, but this just made our chances of trying to win this race quite a bit harder.
So here's what happened. A car with a mechanical issue pulled off the banking and parked it on the apron in the last NASCAR corner. Now the rule is, if there's a yellow showing, which there is here, you can't then overtake any cars until you've passed the incident point. So in this case, Sam waits, he waits, and finally when he passes the car on the apron, he goes around this green number 66. So as far as we're concerned, Sam followed the procedure to a T, but the marshals thought otherwise.
We'll fight it, but we'll look at the video before we bother fighting it. They're pretty conclusive when they do that.
But if there was any saving grace from the whole situation...
Course, full course. You ready, pit road? Yeah, we are ready. Box. Copy, box, coming to you now. All right, guys, he's on pit road, coming at you. 4 tires, fuel. Driver stays in. Plenty of time here, guys. Get it right. Go, fire up, go. Hey, go. We got Stratus coming around the corner here.
And just as we planned, we now have 4 brand new tires right as the track temperature is starting to come down. I don't want to catch my chickens before they hatch or anything, but this might be the race-winning move.
Also, some good news. We protested the penalty we got earlier about overtaking under yellows. We're going to get the laps back. We might just be able to win this thing, but it's got to be perfect from here on.
We will be going green. Pace car in the hole. Get ready. Ready. Green, 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 green.
Right now, we are comfortably in P3, but after that tire change, we're now 2 laps down from the race leaders. Sam really needs to put those fresh tires to use and make up some serious ground here. Now, being 2 laps down sounds a lot worse than it really is. In theory, this fresh tire pace should make up a big chunk of that. On top of that, we should have, hopefully, an advantage in the pit stops, but that is, of course, assuming we survive this traffic. This is multi-class racing at its finest, and if you've ever seen some of my endurance kart racing videos, you know that just about anything can happen. We're getting held up a little bit by this round 3 car that's currently a lap or 2 down from us, but the silver lining is some other teams are having much bigger problems on their hands.
Just as a heads up, leading Stratus car is about to get black flag. They gotta come in and fix their lights, so we are sitting good.
This is huge, and I'll take a little bit of credit for it because earlier in this race, I noticed that the tail lights were not working on one of the Stratuses, and I got the team to report it. So who says snitching never gets you anywhere?
You know it's almost the end of the race when the team is starting to pack down the tents. We've got less than 2 hours to go in this 14-hour race. It's getting spicier and spicier by the minute. At the moment, it looks like we have the risk of getting lapped again. We're currently 2 laps down, but the race leader, the number 58 Stratus car, is right on our gearbox with a decent amount of pace. So we might lose another lap here. I think we've just been a bit unlucky with full course yellows and stuff, but they could also just as easily be unlucky. Absolutely anything can happen. But right now, be quite happy with the podium too, which is where we're sitting at.
Bring her in.
It's a pretty hard wreck, so it's gonna take seconds to wait. We're good.
Fuel stop and camera change.
Engine off.
Thank you for the water.
While we certainly aren't going to complain about a free fuel stop, the pit wall started doing some calculations and realized we might have an issue.
Sam, how good are you at a little lift and coast? Defense-wise are 10 minutes shy with that stop off of going the rest of the race. It's going to be very dependent on if it's all green or not. I'm just looking at my options now. Copy, so fuel saved my ass off. This yellow's going to take a minute as well, so it's going to be a while here.
The Stratus 59 car is directly behind us in P2. When it goes back to green flag racing, what we don't want to do is fight with them too hard and burn loads of fuel. So instead, if they're looking too fast, what Sam needs to do is slot in behind them and save fuel in their slipstream. Remember, the number of fuel stops will be crucial to this race's result.
Green, 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 green. No threat behind. All clear, all clear.
So it's just past 8 p.m. and you can see by the lights, the sun is setting. So this race is about to go from beautiful, perfect conditions to very, very dark. I think Daytona is pretty well lit around the track, but from races I've done in the past, like 24 hours of kart races, the lighting, even though it's bright, it is different. There's something about the refresh rate of the lights that really messes with your brain. So whether or not that's going to catch some drivers out, potentially cause some incidents or cause more trouble for us, I don't know.
Nothing like racing under the lights in Daytona. It's the best feeling in the world.
We're just chatting and then all of a sudden just boom, a BMW's engine or tire or something just blew right here on the front straight. There's pieces of the car just all over turn 1. We need to make sure Sam knows and tries to avoid the debris. We don't want him to get a puncture.
Alright, we got somebody with a blowout in turn 1. Slow on entrance. In turn 1, there's a tire in the middle of the track. Copy. Stay low, stay low. Yep, yellow flag's out here.
Now, normally we would chomp at the bit for a free fuel stop, but for some unknown reason to me, the team decided not to this time.
Why didn't we pit for fuel or driver change?
I assume we're trying to stretch it as far as we can to do it on only one more stop. If we pit now, we're going to have to definitely do 2. I think we might get a lap back here because Stratus pit, so that'll put us back on the lead lap, and then we'll both have a stop to give, so we're still going to have a little bit of work to do to make up, but it puts us in a better position.
Yeah, a little bit of a risky strategy, but if it plays in our favor, could be the race-winning move.
Green, 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 green. Alright, the 2 cars behind you are the GT field leaders. They're very racy right now. Careful, watch out, they're driving pretty erratic. Copy. I'm fuel saving, but how's the pace? You can stay in the low 205 range. It's perfect. Well, I just did a 2041, so I'd say that's pretty decent. Car behind is Stratus. You guys are running just about the same pace. Just stuck behind the GTO car. Staying in that lap, they just ran a 2:03.5.
Sam's doing monster lap times trying to keep the number 59 behind him, but he's burning way too much fuel and tire in the process. So at this point, it's better to slot in behind him and start playing the long game.
Alright, try and stick with them.
We've got about an hour and 15 minutes to go in this race. Obviously, the lights have come out, so the dynamic of this race has changed a lot. Luckily, the SEBECOs have ridiculously bright headlights, so the cars in front of us should see us coming, and we should have good visibility. Automatic has also modified the car and added light strips at the top of the car, which, one, just looks cool, but two, should also help the visibility and inform cars in front of us that we're approaching quickly.
Sam is absolutely killing it right now. He's managing to stay right on the 59's gearbox while also saving a lot of fuel. By our calculations, the Stratus car is going to need to do 2 pit stops before the end of the race. But Sam, if he can just push that fuel a little bit further, might just be able to allow us to do this race in 1 more pit stop. It's a bit risky and we need a bit of luck on our side, but it is very much possible. But the challenge Sam is now facing is the level of aggression from the number 59 car. Even if he feels he has better pace than them, he is taking a significant risk trying to overtake them when they seem to be this feisty. So the smart thing to do here is simply to focus on fuel saving.
Nice work, nice job.
One of the best ways to save fuel is a lift and coast method into the brake zone, and Sam is going super aggressive with it. Quite honestly, I don't think there's a way to save any more fuel than this while still maintaining this lap time. The other main method that Sam's using to save fuel right now is to have the car in front just push that wall of air out of our way. You can see by the throttle trace just how much of an impact it makes. Having strong pace has gotten us far in this race, but to seal the deal, we're going to need monster strategy.
5 laps from our fuel window. Let me know if you get any alarms or any hiccups. If we hiccup, we have to come in.
The guys are just getting suited up. They're going to be doing probably the final driver change of this race. Jackson's going to hop in the car and bring her home. But the problem right now is on strategy is it was a gamble. It might not pay out, but right now we need a bit of luck for the car to make it on just 1 more fuel stop. I mean, for sure, if he pits within the next 5 laps and it's green flag till the end, we don't have enough fuel. But if any kind of full course yellows come out, or it might be possible. And it might just be the decision that wins us the race, but it might also be the decision that cements us in P3. Time will tell.
You can see Sam is trying to save every bit of fuel he possibly can, extending his lift and coast method even further into the corner. Some cars have a fuel burn rate calculation that you can read on the dashboard, but ours doesn't have that. So the only surefire way of knowing how much fuel we have left is when the engine physically cuts out. We've done some rough calculations on the pit wall, and it should be right about now.
I hit the gun. Box. Fuel, driver team. This is under green, so let's make this as fast as possible.
All right, let's see what kind of stop we got here. "40 seconds. They're still fueling though. Not the fastest stop, but good enough, good enough. You can see everyone's probably getting a little bit tired now. It's taking its toll, and that time's probably the result of that. By no means a bad stop, considering, but not the fastest one we've had this race.
So what's the deal? Do I gotta save? Do I gotta save fuel?
Yes, we have to save. Target 206, lift and coast, please.
It's 9 p.m. now, so Jackson should be able to make it to the end on 1 tank, which could maybe get us closer to P2, maybe even P1 if something goes wrong. This is gonna be tight, man. It's gonna be so tight. It's nail biting. Nicely done, man.
Thank you. Yeah, it was good.
It's fuel saving the whole time, so I mean it was fast still, but
Was there a big difference when you swapped tires?
massive, yeah. It was like a totally different race car. Mega on the news and starting to fall a little bit now, but should be good for the end of the run.
Now it's in Jackson's hands to take this home.
Let's target 205. Target 205.
Based off his fuel consumption during his earlier stints, we should be cutting it pretty close, but we can make it as long as he's close.
Oh, nail biting here, 20 minutes to go. It's gonna be close.
The Stratus ahead of us, they still have to pit, so we might be able to leapfrog them, and we're pretty clear behind, so if we can just drive it in from here, we'll be good.
Honestly, at this point, we aren't even worried about winning the race. We just want the car to make it across the finish line. 14 hours of grueling work all comes down to this. At any moment, we could run out of fuel, we could blow a tire, or we could get taken out by lap traffic. We are literally all on the edge of our seats right now. And to make matters worse, this lap traffic is giving Jackson a major hard time. We know if we just sit behind him, we'll lose way too much pace to the leaders, so we need to burn some fuel to get around him.
You're doing a good job, brother. 6 minutes to go. Bring it home to us.
All right, 5 minutes to go. At the moment, looking like Stratus will come in for a splash and dash. This could be really good for us. You guys are probably watching this thinking this is all scripted. The top 3 cars are still within a lap or 2 of each other. It's just, this series is ridiculously competitive, and that's what makes it so fun.
The white flag is in the air. White flag is in the air. One more.
All the hard work, it all leads up to this. Every single member of the team's done an insane job. Last lap. Let's just hope the fuel lasts. Come on. You got this, Jackson. Currently, he's in a slipstream of another car, so he should be able to get a little bit of savings. I think we're in the clear. Come on. Where is he?
Unbelievably, the car that we're drafting right now ran out of fuel on the last lap of this 14-hour race. Fearing the same fate, Jackson took it very easy on that last lap.
Checker flag, baby. Nice work, everybody.
We did it.
Good job, bud. Good job. Good job bringing it home. Proud of you, man.
It takes a village to finish a race of this scale, let alone a podium. Automatic racing has been incredible. Even though this was our first race together as a team, it feels like we've already been racing together for years. This is the kind of camaraderie you just don't get in sprint racing.
It's time for champagne. Cue the podium.
Not for me, I'm not old enough.
Oh, 17. I'll give him some apple cider or something.
Sparkling cider.
I've learned a lot from this crew, and I sincerely hope that this is just the
In
beginning.
third place today with 363 laps, we got car number 908, Automatic Racing.
This WRO weekend was one of the most fun race weekends I've ever done. I hope I get to do another one, but more importantly, I hope you guys get to do it. So links down in the description. I'll see you guys on the next one.